Gorgeous day. What an absolutely gorgeous day today. Fall is such a beautiful time of year. And I know you guys are just coming on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to Set Free with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So last week we talked about purpose. If you were here for the podcast last week, we talked about purpose. Well, today we're going to talk about something different, and the two are related. So, guess what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about habits. That little thing that's really not a little thing, that's a big thing. We're going to talk today about habits. Welcome back. So good to have you with us again today. So good to be alive and well. Oh my goodness. It is a good thing today to have breath and to be breathing and to be healthy. All those things are no longer taken for granted, but we appreciate them. So I want to talk today about habits because they are a little thing that really become a big thing when you think about it. A habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice. In other words, it's a tendency. It's something we do without even thinking about it in our subconscious. We just kind of do it. It's any action that we perform regularly as a part of our routine. And habits are important because they cause you to either get things done or not get things done. Anybody know what I'm talking about out there? Shanae says, yes, indeed, Pastor. Shanae knows what I'm talking about. Good habits help you while bad habits really hold you back. And so if you're going to change, and I always tell people this, if you intend on changing, you must change your habits. You have to begin to change what you do on a daily basis. In fact, all of your habits should begin to be cultivated towards your purpose and those things that you really want to accomplish in life. Habits are not only are they important, but they grow stronger over a period of time and they become more automatic. For instance, when you start something new, the more you do it, the stronger you become at doing it. And so after a while, it becomes something you do automatically without even thinking about it. And sometimes you can do it and not even realize that you just did it because that's what habits become. So make sure you have the right habits because habits are so powerful because they create neurological cravings. Did you know that? A certain behavior is rewarded by the release of pleasure chemicals in the brain. And so when we do certain things that bring us really good results, it releases pleasure in our brain. And so, first, listen to this. First, we make our habits, and then our habits make us. Isn't that something to think about? First, we make our habits. Anyone know what I'm talking about right there? First, we make our habits, and then our habits, they end up making us. Donna Lambert said, true. So here's some benefits I want you to understand of developing good habits because the beautiful thing about life, each of us, we are all in control of our own life. We may not be able to control much else that goes on around us, but we are in control of our own lives. We're in control of the decisions we make. We're in control of where we go and where we don't go. We're in control of who we spend time with and who we don't spend time with. We're in control of where we spend our money and where we choose not to spend it. We're in control of what we choose to wear and how we choose to think. There's so much about us that we're in control of. Thank God. All right. And so here's some benefits of good habits and developing them. Number one, the right habits help you reach your goals. The right habits help you to reach your goals. That's important because if you have something you're working on that's really important to you, The right habits will help you reach that, like getting up every morning, having your devotions and your morning routine before you do anything. That will be very beneficial because it'll get you in what we call a routine. And so the right habits will help you reach your goals. They will assist you in completing what it is that you've begun. And then number two, this is so powerful. The right habits help you become the person you most want to be. The right habits help you become the person that you most want to be. Now, all of us know that we have strengths and weaknesses to who we are. We have some great things about us because we are, after all, fearfully and wonderfully made. We are. God did a great job on each of us. He doesn't make any junk. He doesn't make any trash. Everything God created in Genesis, he saw that it was good. And so we are fearfully and we're wonderfully made. However, our habits can help us reduce our weaknesses and really embellish our strengths. And so if we have a habit of taking inventory of our lives and saying, this is good, I'm doing well here, but this needs to go. This is really holding me back. So then we can develop habits to not do the things that we know are not helpful or are not beneficial. On the other hand, we can make sure that we continue to do those things we're good at, those things which make the most of our time and maximize our time. You know, sometimes we're involved in activities that really don't add a thing to us. They're not our lane of strength. They're not our zone of genius. They're just not areas where we're good at or even need to be spending a whole lot of time. And so I always tell people, staff your weaknesses. I'm fortunate to have a staff at work that I promise you, each one of them can handle one of the weaknesses in my personality. And therefore, I can focus on the things I'm good at. And so the right habits help you become the person you most want to be. If you spend time working on you, oh my goodness, the rewards are amazing. On the other hand, if you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. Promise you, you'll hit it. And so you want to develop good habits. Another benefit of developing good habits is the right habits allow you to help people around you. Think about it. When you overcome things in your life, you are now in a position to help other people overcome things. You are now in a position to show others what victory in that area looks like. You're now in a position to show people how to do what you have been able to accomplish. So you become a blessing to others because now you're someone that we can look to as a reference. We can say, my God, look how he did that. And look at the way he did that. And look at the way, and guess what? The people that benefit most from our good habits are our family members. Children benefit from parents' good habits. Grandchildren benefit from their parents and their grandparents' good habits. Family members glean from one another, from aunties and from uncles and others. And so it's really, really important to understand the connectedness of life. None of us are here alone. None of us exist in isolation. Life is really about relationship. We're all connected to someone. We're connected by our family. We're also connected by our careers. We work with people. We're connected by our church families. We have church members that we spend time with and that we emulate, that we admire, and who inspire us. And by the same token, there are people that you inspire just because of who you are, like habits of being on time and habits of being faithful and habits of keeping your word and doing what you said you would do. All those things bless other people around you. And so the right habits allow you to help people around you because particularly for teachers and educators of higher education, you need to be what you teach people. And so they can look up to you and not just hear your words, but see a living, breathing demonstration of what it is you're trying to teach them. Also, the right habits, listen, increase the overall quality of your life. They have health benefits. Why? Well, if you have a habit of eating properly, that begins to increase your overall life health and expectancy. What about if you have a habit of getting enough rest? How about if you have a habit of going to bed at a certain time and getting up at a certain time? That gets your body to a place where it's conditioned and it's healthy. It's not overtaxed or worn out because on the by the same token, if you're a person who stays up late, gets up early, eats when you feel like it, eat when you remember, your body, those habits are going to start to cost your body. You may go well for a while, but eventually the fact that you have poor habits concerning your health, that will begin to catch up with you. I tell you another good habit concerning your health. Set your doctor's appointments each year. Schedule your annual physical around your birthday. See your dentist twice a year. Go and make sure you take care of your body and set reminders in your telephone. Set reminders in your calendar to remind you that this is coming up and it's important and it needs to be addressed. Because when you start those reminders like that and set good habits like that in place, your overall care of yourself will be important and it'll be followed through on. You know how easy it is to forget dates, especially if they don't come around frequently. So, an annual physical, that's easy to forget, but not if you put it in your calendar and you know that it's coming each year. So, the right habits will increase your overall health. Habits like praying, remembering to pray, remembering to include God in your thoughts and your decisions, remembering to be kind to people, just to be nice. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. Have a habit of, this is a habit I love and that I've embraced. I don't go to bed until I've made somebody's day better. And of course, as I wake up each day, I'm not always sure who that person's going to be, but somebody's life is going to be better that day because I woke up and I'm intentional about sowing seeds of kindness, of love, of generosity, of thoughtfulness, of consideration. I'm determined to continue to habitually do that. Why? Because we reap what we sow. And so if I habitually care about others, guess what's going to come back to me? So the right habits help you. Listen, habits are powerful. And the thing about them is, after a while, they become subconscious. You don't necessarily remember you're doing them. And so you better set some good ones because if they're going to happen automatically, sometimes without you thinking about them, you better make sure they're ones that work for you and not against you. And then the right habits help you, listen, reap lifelong benefits. This is why I love encouraging people at a young age to start setting some great habits in place that will govern your life. And you will look down the road years from now and say, man, I'm glad that I did that back then. Man, I'm glad I started doing that. I'll tell you one place that is particularly helpful. When you're young, and you can start this at any time, the results will just be different. But when you're young, start saving money. Start putting money away that you do not touch. You say, well, what is it for? Down the road, you may have dreams, goals, and desires that you want to fulfill that may cost a little more than you can handle at one time. But if I've put some money away, I now have something to work with. Also, you may get down the road and say, there's a dream trip that I've been wanting to take, a dream cruise, and I just want to really go and see the world and do some things. Well, now you have some money to pull from that doesn't affect your regular income. Or, the old folks used to say, save for a rainy day. Well, you may have something that comes up that you need money for right away. And guess what? If you saved money, that money is in place and it's there for you and it's working for you. So, what are some good habits to, what would I recommend to you? What are some good habits to develop? Number one, always seek God. Did I say always? Nothing always happens, but this you can always do. Always seek the Lord. Seek Him in prayer. Find out what His desires are for your life, what His will is, what He wants you to get done. Seek Him. Why? Because it's easier to ask God to lead us than to correct our mistakes. Did you hear that wisdom? It's better to be led than to have your mistakes corrected. And so let the Lord lead you. Seek Him about your life, your overall life. God, what career am I to pursue? What friendships should I develop? What friendships should I relinquish? Who should I spend quality time with? Who are my mentors? And by the way, a mentor is a trusted leader or guide. It's someone who's where you intend to go. They don't always have to be people that you know personally or sit down and have lunch with. It could be someone that you just noticed and they have qualities you admire and appreciate, and you just begin to follow their life, follow their teachings, follow their example. That's what Timothy did with the Apostle Paul. He followed his life. Paul told Timothy, follow me as I follow Christ. So depending on your occupation or your level of interest, there are people in that field that you can follow. You may never sit down and have lunch with them. You may never get their cell number. You may never know them personally, but you can learn from their example. There are so many YouTube videos on so many different subjects that you can literally teach yourself some of the things that you're interested in just by watching videos, just by subscribing to the channel of someone who's really speaking your language and really speaking to you. You can follow their example and listen to their story, learn how they did what they did. And I'll guarantee you that they had some absolutely phenomenal habits that they followed every day. Having a morning routine is a great habit to develop. Don't just jump up every day and just kind of whatever happens, happens. Get up in the morning and first of all, get some quiet time. I love quiet time. I love a time, I call it my no noise zone. I don't want the TV on. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want quiet. Because in that quiet, still time, I can hear from the Lord. I can get directions. He told us to pray, give us this day our daily bread. Well, I want my daily bread. I want to know what is it that I should be doing today because I don't want to just be idle. And so develop a morning routine, include exercise in it, include what you eat, include what you know you need to get the day started. I love to get up in the morning, pray, meditate. I love reading Proverbs. So whatever date it is, I read the proverb for that date, like today's the 22nd. So read Proverbs chapter 22. And it's interesting, as I do this each month, a different verse jumps out of the same chapter every time. It's so amazing how that happens. But get up in the morning, set your routine, exercise, put your exercise routine in there because if you wait till the nighttime, you're going to be too sleepy to do it. So the morning is the most maximum moment to get those things in that you really need to do. And then each week, sit down one day of the week, preferably Sunday night or Monday morning, and write out what you know you need to accomplish just that week. Not for the whole year, not for the whole month, but when you look at your goals and what you're called to do, write down this is what I need to get accomplished this week in order to stay on track. I'm sharing some of my habits with you, and I'm telling you these habits, they work for me. Each day of the week, Monday is my rest day. I don't talk on the phone, answer text, inbox. I don't want to talk on Monday. I talk for a living. So after I preached on Sunday, Monday, my voice gets rest, my body gets rest, and my mind, it needs rest. Tuesday is back in the office, solving problems, working with staff because leaders solve problems. That's what we get paid to do. We get paid to think, to solve problems, and to think ahead and be proactive. And so Tuesday, I'm using my mind and my voice all day long. Wednesday, I'm quiet because I'm writing. I'm writing next Sunday's sermon or series. I'm finishing up my lesson for Bible study. And so Wednesday night, I minister and I give out again. Thursday, whew, I do podcasts at noon. And so on Thursday is kind of a rest time. I'm still tightening up some things. But my point is, I'm showing you I have a weekly structure to my life called habits. And those habits, when they're embraced, eventually become automatic and they begin to work for me, just like they'll work for you. And Cheryl Smith says, yep, I do that. I'm a list person. Listen, Cheryl, I'm a list person all day long. I walk around the house with the checklist just so I don't forget anything. And Lord have mercy, I take a checklist to the market too because I want to get what I came for. But it's been great. I'm spending this time with you today and look forward to this every Thursday at noon. Just a time to share some wisdom, some insight, some experience. So God bless you. Have an amazing day. Go develop some great habits because great habits are waiting to make you. What we habitually do is what we habitually become. God bless you. Have a good one.